Are You Wearing a Helmet is brought to you by Excelsior Games and Comics in Greenville, Michigan. Find us on Facebook, iTunes, Podbean, and Stitcher.
Welcome back, listeners, to another exciting adventure with Are You Wearing a Helmet? I'm your DM, Keith Allen, and I'm joined by players.
Ken, playing Erdaith.
Chris, weehoo, the rogue.
That was it. That was Weehoo. That was
Yeah, he said Raug,
Yeah.
too. I mean,
Yeah,
put some
I'm more civilized, remember?
Rock and Rob playing Engelbert Harrison here for your entertainment. Yeah.
Yeah. Coming to you on the 9s and the 5s.
You're going to have a character moment where you switch from the quiet, reserved guy
That's
to
when he
like
gets
a
drunk.
rock jock
Yeah.
from the 80s.
You get a little goat's milk in him and he gets really off his rocker.
Got a good tang.
And then off to bed by 7:30 p.m. Eric Wisniewski playing Gunther Stanmeyer.
Goot.
Let's be fair here. Nothing good happens after 7 p.m.
It's Engelbert.
anyways.
It's Engelbert and the Goont.
Oh, and it's Engelbert and the Goon. Terrible.
Ooh.
Oh,
That'd
man.
be awesome. I can't wait.
Now I'm going to have to do research into shock rock jocks from the 80s.
I need to get the soundboard back.
Oh, that's a bad one. A floosh.
Oh,
Only when ones are rolled.
That was
All right, where we last left our adventurers, they had gone into the city of the village of Deepwell, and were dealing with the ghost of a deceased village member named Johnson.
Pagan Johnson.
Oh, we're giving him a qualifier in the beginning of his name now.
Yep.
Huh? Okay, Pagan Johnson.
That's what I
remember
wrote
that.
down on the card.
Good old.
Oh, you wrote Johnson. Rob wrote Pagan in front of it.
And now that's what it is.
Got it.
That's how a lot of things happen.
Yeah.
All right, where we last left them, they were in the center of town. Johnson's widow, Merida, had just been attacked by some sort of entity. And Father Donovan had just descended the steps to see what was going on. So before you stands a frumpy, middle-aged man, prematurely balding, with a long beard hanging down. He's wearing the very muted robes of a rural cleric of the creator of man. He looks out over your group and said, gentlemen, what seems to be the problem here in front of my church?
You got this, Engelbert? He's a man. He's a man cut from the same cloth.
What?
As in, we're both wearing clothes.
Good Lord.
All true. So there was apparently a disturbance of some kind that I very I don't recall exactly what was going on because it happened a while ago that we recorded last. But there was a gentleman who is pagan Johnson, who was murdered. He was burned. He was burned by people.
The Tapper
who
brothers.
would not tap them guys.
All right.
I remember it like it was yesterday.
Eloquent and masterfully explained.
And we are here to ask the pertinent questions about
Why we're here?
Johnson and his upset brothers, the Tapperson brothers.
We just like to stick our nose in everything.
Okay.
The Tapperson.
All right. The priest, Father Donovan, looks around for a second. He's like, I don't think this is a conversation to have in the witching hour outside. Please join me inside. And he
Okay.
enters back into the church.
This is going well. Let's go inside.
Yeah. I'll get to the threshold of church and be like, oh, and like do a mime thing where like I can't get through a wall, invisible wall. I'll see you guys later, and I'm gonna hang out.
You should just go somewhere else.
I have
All
an
right.
idea. I have plans. Do you wanna
Yeah.
you wanna hang out with me, Mr. Elfman, and maybe
Meredith
In the middle
and
of the night?
Weehoo, the adventures of the
Yeah,
Wayward
yeah.
Two.
Gunther just shakes the head, and he's like, yeah, "This is a small town. Nothing noticeable, please."
I don't know what to what
You
you're
come back-
referring.
You come back out
My
of the
good sir.
church and all the buildings have been burnt to the ground.
This is done.
Problem solved, guys.
I did
don't-
think it was a little warm in here.
Yeah, hunt people that don't
You
exist.
gather information your way. We'll gather information our way.
Mhm.
Our way pays more.
It's more lucrative.
The concept of pay being a little wonky.
It's when you look at the inventory, the listed inventory. Those are the things in red.
Better not get caught by the guards. They'll be
That's
taken away.
right. I'll have to fight them.
All right. So, Engelbert and Gunther, I take it you two are
Oh, yeah.
entering into the church?
Yeah, I'm going in.
All right. Meredith, are you hanging outside or are you going to go into the
Yeah, I don't want to go into the human spirit check.
the spirit shack? Come in and get your spirit tuned up at the spirit shack.
That's what the stained glass windows are for.
Spirit shack, baby.
It's one of the hymns of the creator of man. Oh, all right.
It's the Legion of the B-52s.
We will start with Gunther and Engelbert, and then move on to you two yahoos as you loot the rest of the village.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Father Donovan walks up to the rustic lectern set at the front of the church, right before a large carved wooden lantern plaque that's hung on the wall between two windows. He turns back to you and, gentlemen, I'm glad that somebody has been sent to help us in our time of need. Any assistance I can offer whatsoever, please. Would you like me to start at the beginning?
Please.
AKA spout exposition at you so you remember what we're doing.
That would be wonderful.
Yes, fighting ghosts isn't necessarily something that we're well practiced in.
Well, as you may know, I might not be the best source of information here, as I've only come to the community recently, once the church was completed. However, I have heard the story from several people, how the Tapper brothers, one night after a harvest festival, were extremely intoxicated. They stopped in the middle of the street and attacked a citizen of the town, strung them up and burnt them at the stake for supposed devil worship.
Hmm.
An act which the church strongly frowns upon, mind you. So their lands were seized, the failing tavern that was once here was torn down, and we used this space to construct a church.
Have there been any instances of these apparitions popping up inside the church?
Nothing inside the church, no. Strangely, there's no instances of a incorporeal being moving into any of the houses either.
Hmm.
I'm sure you suspect it to be a ghost, much as I do.
Well, that's what we've heard. Now, I would question. So they don't go inside the houses.
They would appear not. There's never been anything reported to me or any of the village elders.
So, but they don't always stay inside the town square here. They're seen elsewhere.
They're seen throughout the town, but by far the most sightings have been in the town square. And
Hmm.
it's not until recently that they've become violent. Over the past, I'm going to say, 4 months or so, the attacks, which were not so much attacks as a series of pranks and the like, have
Hmm.
turned violent recently.
I look over to Engelbert there. This seem like any sort of particular entity to you?
Is it a wacky poltergeist?
Right.
That would be a religion check,
Religion.
please.
Religion check. Oh, someone's not prepared with their dice.
Do you want me to roll it for you? I got one right here.
You know, let's roll them both and compare, and I'll take the better one. Is that negotiating the right way?
You know, I like where your head's at. Go ahead.
Negotiating advantage. Oh,
Oh, I did good. I'll take this one. Religion makes it a 21.
All right. As far as you remember reading about entities, ghosts, undead, in your time within the church, you don't remember ever hearing stories of them going from pranks and tomfoolery to violence. Like it usually when a spirit manifests, it is usually just violence straight off the bat.
Okay. I will explain that.
So, and usually it takes, 50 to 60 years for a spirit to manifest from time of tragedy to. So this one seems to be
Lot
have been
quicker.
baked quickly. Yeah,
Johnson's an overachiever.
he's a savant at this ghost thing.
Either that, or we're
This
going
is
to
his
be.
calling.
Either that, or we're going to be doing a Scooby Doo plot here.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
I got away with it.
Yeah. So we've either got some sort of different kind of specter, or we don't have a specter. So not going inside any of the houses. Do people commonly keep things locked here at night?
Oh no, it's a small farming community. Most doors are open to anybody in the community. No, I can't think of anything that would keep anybody out.
Interesting. Stay outside the houses, and they don't. Things moved over into violent attacks. Nothing. So these violent attacks. When did they start occurring?
Maybe 4 months ago, things took a very serious turn. Whereas before, I said they were pranks, things being moved around.
Right.
You turn for a second, and all of a sudden, the bucket of milk that you had just gotten from the cow would be tipped over. Or
Has anything else changed in town in the last 4 months?
not that I'm aware of. No. So the pranks, from what I hear from the villagers, he kind of stops for a second and glances around. He's like, apparently they've been happening since Johnson's death, but it's not until recently, the church opening up, to be honest, that everything turned violent.
All right.
The tavern that was here before, and that was owned by who?
The Tapper brothers.
The Tapper brothers. I see.
Their lands were seized from them for the murder of Johnson by the community. It was a tribunal by the community. And in shame, they actually returned, or they actually went to the capital of Gramshold and joined the church. The Tappers were always a religious family, I suppose. That's the things that I've heard. They do still have a younger sister that lives in town, but their parents have passed away. So it would just be the sister, and the brothers themselves had visited not too long ago. They helped to open the church and then returned back to Gramshold.
Oh. Sister's in town. Mind pointing where?
Oh, not a problem. He steps over to one of the windows and points out to a longhouse that's maybe 40 feet from where you're at. It's a typical Golan longhouse.
Cool. This is later at night, right?
Yes, this is maybe moving on to 12:30, 1 o'clock.
Yeah, all right. Well, do you mind there, Father, if we is there a place to hole up here?
I mean, you're welcome to stay in the main room of the church here. I mean, I can bring you some blankets and everything. I don't have great accommodations for you, but
Oh, that'll be more than enough. Much appreciated. If you wouldn't mind, there's still some checking of things to be done, but I'll be coming back around here in a short time.
oh, by all means, allow me to go get you some bedding, unless you have some other questions right now.
I can't think of anything, Engelbert.
No, not current. Excuse me. Not currently.
All right. Well, I shall return in a few moments then with some bedding for you then. And he goes out a small side door that would have led into a garden area
Mm-hmm.
where there is a small hut, and he goes inside and starts. You can
Okay.
hear him rooting around in there. All right, back to our two felons. You you fake that you can't get inside the building for nobody in particular, as Father Donovan has his back turned.
It's fine. It's helps create the illusion.
Oh, okay. And then stop and be like, "Oh no, I've got to wait outside.
Oh,
no,
dang it." And then we're gonna go back to the camp that we made and just go to bed.
I'm done with this. All right.
There's nothing here. They'll figure it out. Something. They'll come get me when they need me.
All right.
That way I'm easy to find.
As you make your way back to the camp, something about the encounter, as you were the first one on scene when,
Yeah, I
when
was.
Meredith was attacked, or Merida, I'm sorry.
Mhm.
Go ahead and roll me a investigation check, please.
Yeah, I'm not too bad at that. 18.
18. All right. As you're walking back, you're thinking upon the wounds that were inflicted upon Merida, and
They're like scratches and stuff, aren't they?
they were, although they're not like perpendicular to each other like you would expect claws or some kind of physical attack to be.
Mhm.
It's almost as if there were a small swarm of cuts all over her back in several angles and directions, making weird cross hatches and that kind of thing.
That is interesting.
No, not the tooth fairies again.
I think I'm gonna. Guess I'll.
That was partially my thought.
Guess I'll sleep on it.
Oh, that is interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because wait a minute. I foresee that in a month we might investigate something similar, maybe. All right. Well, I'll keep that in mind. But there's
Okay.
really not much I can do with it at the moment.
All right.
So yeah, I'll ponder that as I nestle into the cart, my little hovel right there, so I can protect our wine and our other general goods that we are to start our store with.
All right.
I would like to kind of scout out around this village, go around the church here, and like around the perimeter kind of area, and like the forest around here,
All right.
and kind of. I suppose I'm looking for something of evidence of something maybe a little more real, or possibly fey, I guess.
Okay.
I choose to disbelieve.
Actually, as you're going around, are you stealthing at all, or?
Oh, I mean, yeah. I'll
Okay,
go
I will
pretty
need a
quiet.
stealth roll.
Sure. 13.
Okay. There are a couple of times where you feel like maybe you weren't as stealthy as you could have been, but you don't like
Mm-hmm.
kick the goat or anything to wake up the neighborhood.
Mm-hmm.
There was a goat? Gosh, should have stayed up.
Regal mount.
Get a little goat milk, yeah.
That's right.
Nom, nom, nom.
I know how Ingeborg gets.
perception or investigation? Well, you say you're looking around for stuff, so that would be investigation.
4.
4?
Good
I got
eyes.
one. Yes,
What's your elven eye see?
Not
Nothing.
much.
a little bit. But yeah, just kind of take my time around the area and just be like,
Go ahead and roll with advantage because you're taking your
Mhm.
time.
that's a little better with 19.
Okay.
Yeah, 19's the best.
Okay. So, because you stop and take
Mhm.
your time, you're investigating
Yeah,
all
I'm
of
not
the.
under any pressure. Yeah.
You're keeping an eye out for fey stones or like mushroom circles or
Mhm.
many of the things that you would associate with the fey realms and that kind of thing. You do notice there is a carving above every one of the doors in town.
Hmm.
It's like a repeating carving pattern in
Okay.
the wood frame above the door.
Okay.
Even the church happens to have one in it.
Any kind of familiarity with it? Look like anything
Knowledge
or just
arcane.
Called a fey pickle.
Pickle.
Pickles the fey.
Yeah, 20.
Oh wow!
Pickles the Fae.
That makes it a 21.
All right, actually, you're very familiar with
Mhm.
with something like this.
I've seen this.
It's it's reminiscent of things that elven conclaves use in order to keep fey creatures from entering into a domicile.
I'm going to keep all this to myself.
What are you gonna tell? There's nobody around you.
I know. No, yeah.
It's an intricate spiraling pattern that starts small and then like works its way out, but the spiral is made completely out of small carved runes inlaid with iron.
Okay. So nothing's entering these houses then, eh? It's only
You
outside.
have,
Well, you don't know
have
that.
no idea.
Oh yeah, that's right. I didn't talk to you guys yet.
Ah!
Meta. All right. Then yeah, I guess I'll make my way kind of back toward these guys.
Okay. So you're making your way back towards the church then?
Yeah.
All right. You stop outside the church and you can hear Father Donovan saying that he's going to go grab them bedding for the
Mhm.
night.
Okay. Is there one above his little shack door?
Yes, actually,
Hmm.
it's carved into the. Oh, you're going over to investigate his shack as well?
Well, if I run into him, I'll.
Okay, well, it's carved above the door to the church as well,
Mhm.
only this one is inlaid with gold.
Okay.
And the one over his shack is inlaid with iron as well.
I'm gonna ask him about it. When he knows, are you aware of this thing? Did you put this here?
Okay, well,
You know?
Father Donovan comes back out of his shack, and he's
Mhm.
got a big pile of bedding that he's like balancing in his
Mhm.
hands.
You're slapping out of his hands.
Talk to me now.
We will have words now.
And he kind of jumps back a little in fright as he sees
Mhm.
you,
Hello.
as you snuck up on
Out of
him.
nowhere.
Dear God, the elves are attacking.
I declare war.
You're already dead.
All we got to do is wait you out, human.
Right.
I've got a knife in my hand, and you've got woolen blankets.
He goes, "Oh, you were with the other two gentlemen. How may I help you, young master?"
I've been traveling around town here, taking a look and trying to see if I can find anything that's a little weird. This rune, this arcane marking above your door here. Are you aware of these? Have you seen this?
Yes, actually, it was here when I got here. Apparently, it's some local custom.
Hmm. Right. I guess I'll let them know what I know about it, and that it's a rune to like ward off fey.
You know,
Bad
that's what
creatures
the
and
elders
stuff?
had told me when I first got here as well. Apparently, far back in the history of the town, back before my religion came to town and they
Mhm.
worshipped the old gods, they had problems with fey in the area getting into their houses and the like.
Yeah.
You see, this church is a new addition, hey?
Correct. Yes.
Hmm.
But
Okay.
the architect thought it was important to include this in order to integrate the church into the town.
Okay.
In fact, if I remember correctly, I believe the village elders even requested it.
All right. I'll have to have a chat with them.
Now, I don't believe I have enough blankets for you as well. I mean, we
I don't need your flea-ridden nonsense.
Thanks for all the information. Now you're a piece of crap, and I'm leaving.
He just tucks himself into
That's
a
right.
corner of the church, and he's just like standing there staring. And he's like, "Yeah, that's how he
right.
sleeps."
It's weird. It freaks us all out.
My eyes don't close.
I'm okay with it.
I don't know how many times I've woken up in the morning and he's just standing there, lording over top of me.
He always goes to sleep with a bow in his hand.
An arrow in his
knock.
teeth. All right.
Makes his breathing all weird.
Yep. Then I'll go on my merry way,
Okay.
and I will do what they say. I will go hide in the corner.
All right. Weehoo, you make your way back to the camp. Nothing seems to have been disturbed or
Perfect.
anything of that nature.
My lovely horses and mule and
You
whatever
find
else I've got.
You find yourself with several hours before dawn. You can enter into your trance-like state if you would like.
I don't really have to. Yeah, but I can take it. I'll do my long rest, but it's I don't have a trance like state either. That's not a thing.
I think it's part of the.
Unless you made it a thing, it's not part of that.
Oh, wasn't it?
Nope.
No. Okay.
So yeah, I'm just gonna hang out, wait for morning, I suppose, and then go find my compatriots.
Go ahead and roll me
Laugh
a will
at 'em.
save, please.
Oh yeah. Willie.
Yeah. Let's see this one.
Will is that? So that would make it a 14.
A 14?
14.
Okay. Morning comes. Weehoo, you find yourself. You shake yourself awake, almost as if you're recovering from a long sleep.
Ah.
And you find yourself in one of the pens adjacent to the a Golan longhouse,
What
surrounded by chicken feathers
else?
and blood and gore.
Oh, well, I must have had a good night. Dust myself off.
You have caked and dried blood all over your mouth and chin.
Oh. And I'm not hungry. Wow, who'd have guessed? Where's a stream?
There is a communal well, but there's not really a stream.
Am I
in town.
nude?
No, you are wearing
Good.
all of your equipment.
I will.
That's unusual.
What happened?
That's the weird part in all this, is that I don't have.
You're actually wearing ladies' bloomers.
Oh, well, then that you don't.
No.
All right. I assume it's early morning. Are there people up and around?
Oh,
or?
it's like the crack of dawn. What woke you from your trance or your trance-like state would be people beginning to mill about inside the house next to you.
I'm gonna hurry up and secret my way into the well.
All right.
I'm gonna go stealthy
Stealth me,
as fast
please.
as I can, and I'm going to basically hop in the well.
Poison the water supply.
I'll be fine.
There's a halfling in the well.
What? Oh, stealth. 18. That's like the
That's pretty good.
second
man.
or third
Halflings
12
are
I had.
poisonous when immersed.
Well, that will beat my 7 for the villagers. So
I'll be sure to empty my cloaca.
My arsenic glands are fully open.
as you're like, huh,
Bracing.
this is new. Over to the well and like jump over the side of it.
I don't want people to see this. Whoop.
Give me an acrobatics check.
Acrobatics. I'm fairly good at that usually. 15.
All right, you manage to grab the rope on your way down, and the bucket comes unraveling down with you. So
all right.
sploosh right into the bottom of the well.
Wonderful.
It's maybe 30 feet down.
All right. I will give myself
Oh
a
man,
cleaned
It's
up
a
a little
deep
bit.
well, hence the name of the town.
Yeah.
that is a deep well.
Yeah. Thankfully, it's not shallow well. Because that would have that
Shallow
could've
well
caused more
with
problems.
sharp rocks.
I was hoping that it was an accurate description of the town, not like calling a big guy tiny.
I don't know. Like, so if we go around here and we're looking at these people, like, you got to let me know if their arms are just huge. 30 feet? Man, these guys got to have some pipes on them for hauling all that water up. Think
Are you
about
serious?
that. Yeah.
You turn a crank. It's a
What?
mechanical lever. A
Yeah.
child can do it.
Yeah. You're going to have to crank that lever a lot.
Actually, the men don't have giant arms. The women.
How
do.
far do you think 30 feet is? It's not that far. And a bucket is like 2.5 gallons of water. It's
That's
not
16
that hard.
pounds.
It's true.
Big deal.
Technically,
You're rolling
it's
it up
20.
on a friggin' log.
Mechanical advantage goes for a lot with that.
Yeah.
All right. So now that we're done with the physics of the
What the
well of
f-
Deepwell,
Wait until you get to pull me up.
I believe a gallon of water weighs 8.62 pounds.
yes,
I thought it was 8.33.
Competing.
It's
I know it's 8 something.
Yeah.
That's-
Anyways,
Yeah, but that's only if specific
Oh my God, shut
gravity
up.
in this.
Yeah, what's the temperature?
depends
We
how
need to
far you
know
are
what
from
the
the center of the
temperature
earth.
is to
What's the
figure out the
salinity?
density.
This has been Ari wearing a helmet. We're done.
I'm taking some time to rinse off and wash up a little bit. I don't want to. I don't want to appear
Scrub yourself off in the
Yeah,
well.
I don't want to appear, out of sorts.
All right.
And then I'm going to climb up.
All right.
I'll take my time, nice and easy.
Hey, roll me a perception check.
Or unless I find the body.
Timmy's in the well.
Perception.
There's both a dog and a child skeleton at the bottom of the well.
17.
All right, 17. Actually, on your way up, I'm taking you're climbing the rope, or are you?
Sure.
Or on your way down, we'll say.
Oh.
You noticed that you passed a small opening built into the side of the well.
Why in the?
Whoa.
All right. I guess I'm gonna investigate that opening.
It looks like some kind of creature has dug like a small tunnel.
Oh, sheep dip.
So
I don't care to investigate this by myself, so
Okay.
I will
you're
continue
the
to the
only
top
one.
of the
Hey,
well.
that is progress. Look at him learning.
Now,
That's awesome.
hey,
I didn't think it could be done.
Yeah,
I'm a new man.
That's right. All right.
When I get to the top of the well, I will make no stealth checks. I will and get to the top of the well. Roll out onto the floor. Roll out onto the ground. What happened? And try to make a scene.
okay, we'll get to that in just a second. What are
Some
the
villagers like, oh my God, shovel bag. The well monster's back.
What is that? It's covered in wet feathers.
Dear
What
God, the
happened
Fae
is-
have become huge.
What happened to this poor sassy child?
You can tell I'm sassy because all of the limp wrists that he uses have gone up.
All right. The rest of you, I'm just going to skip over that. Morning breaks. You find yourself in the church. It passes uneventfully for you.
Sweet.
I take it you were taking shifts or something to stay up to see if anything else happened, or
Of course.
Yeah.
no? Okay, you just slept in the church.
Correct.
Okay, got it.
We are safe here. What is the problem?
All right. So never mind. You wake up in the morning.
Look,
Dude,
I
got a
saw
bunch of-
that plaque on the door. I'm good.
When you look at each other,
You
you got
don't
a bunch
know
of little
about it.
penises all over your face.
It's my church. I mean, like, no, I'm safe.
Oh yeah, you feel 100% safe in that.
Bring me
home
the
there.
goat's milk. I don't have to go anywhere.
Celebration.
I'm done adventuring. No, you you wake up after an uneventful night. The only thing you feel really well rested for being up until like 1, 2 o'clock in the morning.
I was not sleeping out under the stars. I feel great. There's totally a reason for this. It was me being inside.
I'm a city creature.
I am not one with the wilderness.
All right. You do awaken to a bit of commotion as you open the front door and look out into the main square and see Weehu pull himself up out of a well gasping and sputtering.
Out of the deep well, if you will,
It's
yeah.
centrally located in the town square.
of deep well.
Yeah, I
He rolls onto his rolls out of the well and rolls onto his back and
What happened?
And-
Where am I?
I'm going to need a performance check from you.
I fish out a small notebook and writes down. Okay, yeah.
14.
All right, let me see if. Holy crap. You have these people completely bamboozled.
It's for their own good.
And I'm just writing. And halfling observation number
Engelbert!
45
I start calling for
jumps
Engelbert.
in wells.
Yeah.
No
I
reason.
start calling for
We're going to
Engelbert.
issue a boil water.
Yeah.
Engelbert, something happened. Where's Engelbert?
I will go out there.
Oh, you can feel this one.
Oh.
Yeah.
What's happened, Mihu?
You make your way out
I
into
just-
Is Timmy in the well?
dirt square.
Yes, I was.
That is the center of town. It looks like at certain points during the day, people are going to be setting up shop. There are 2 stalls set up along the side, and you know that most small towns have like one purveyor of goods.
Okay.
So it's a general store if you want to pick anything up later. However, they're not open yet.
Okay.
You do find a half-drowned, quote-unquote, halfling in the middle of the...
You wouldn't. Last night when I couldn't get into the church, I just went out to our wagon to make sure everything was cool, and I went to sleep out there, and I just woke up. I woke up falling into the well. I don't know how it happened. I don't know what happened. I almost drowned down there, and I made myself, and I was able to claw myself to the top of the well.
Performance check, please.
And this is a grand performance.
Oh, okay.
I want to get everybody involved.
There is a small crowd
a
of
lot of moving
people.
around and pointing and stuff. Yeah.
A small crowd of villagers is gathering around you.
That's the 14 or A14.
All right.
What was the last one?
Elbert, you want to go ahead and roll insight against that?
I do, but I'm going to argue that
There was something in the
of
well.
all the things that I've seen him do, I think I need disadvantage because this is believable.
Fair.
It's actually a 16.
So
There's something down the well.
you managed to see through his tomfoolery. Are you going to point that out to the villagers, or
Engelbert, there's something down the well. There's something down the well.
wink, wink?
Wink, wink. Don't worry about the rest of the stuff for the rubes. There's something down the well. This is to get them people and not to know why I'm down there.
All right.
Think
The
there's
morning
something
air
in
is
the well.
actually cut by a loud, high-pitched scream off in the direction of one of the longhouses.
I'm
Many of
not
the-
sure what that is, but there's something down the well that's really important.
That sounds like
Many of the
Prime
villagers
Doo-doo-Bird.
look off in the direction for a second before hightailing it towards the sound of the scream.
Poop. All right.
And-
Well,
I think we should hightail as well.
but
And
the well.
All right, are all of you going
There's
over
2
to
holes
the,
in the
the
well.
source of the disturbance?
I walk over and like as they've run off. And
I'm
it's like-
exhausted, and I'll take a knee. Oh,
I got a 21 on my my BS check for Wii U there. So down the well, huh?
there's a hole in the side of the well, and there's a frog in the hole in the side of the well.
There's a
This
hole.
sounds like a
There's a
different
hole.
subject.
There's a
Hole
hole.
in the bottom.
There's a
of the
hole in the side of the well. Something dug a hole, a burrow, if you will, in the side of the well. It's down a little ways. How far down?
We're going to say it's maybe like 20 feet down.
The well is 30 feet. The hole is 20 feet down. It's down there. And the lady last night that was all scratched up doesn't seem like it was a single attacker. It seems more like it was a swarm of attackers.
But someone could be hurt. There's someone screaming.
All right.
I'm talking. You're running off. That's fine.
Meredith.
I'm yapping with Ding Dong.
What are you doing here? You see the
Gareth.
halfling. What's that?
Yeah.
No, that was a conversation between myself and
Gunther.
Gunt. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, I'm just hanging out with him.
Which one? Who's him?
You guys.
Oh, okay.
You followed the crowd?
Yeah.
All
I mean, like, I'll stop if you're not following and be like, someone's hurt.
All right.
Well,
Or
you go
could
check
You
it out.
should investigate. Yes, that's good. Good
Yeah,
I'll
idea.
hike
and
up my skirts and.
And then I'll look down the well a little bit. Hey, see what I can see.
I will push him.
Drag you with me.
All right. I'll need an attack roll from you in just a second. Egelbert, you managed to make it to where the disturbance is, and you see a young woman standing in the middle of a pen next to one of the longhouses. There is just it looks like a butcher's shop inside.
An abattoir.
Almost like an animal had attacked and killed many of the chickens. There are pieces and things thrown all over the yard.
These Fae are out of control. Somebody's gonna have to do something.
The young lady in the enclosure is speaking hurriedly with one of the elders that had met you outside of town, explaining I just came out in the morning and my chickens, they've all been killed.
What in the world could do this?
This is horrible. Where else am I going to get my eggs and my fresh meat? It's a local travesty.
This is a local travesty. Whatever we're gonna do to help these people, we're gonna have to go and get our wagon and bring it down here and give them things to help resupply them. And
From the well side, you hear.
It's you're maybe like 50 feet away from where a small crowd is gathering.
Fear not, good woman. The Church of the Man of God, God of Man. Sorry,
The man of God.
I'm the man.
Creator of man.
That one. Look, I'm very nervous.
It's
okay?
been a hot minute.
I'm really more of a cloistered cleric. Not really a venturing cleric. This is my first time out here. I apologize. Anyway, what I'm trying to say is that you have nothing to fear. We are going to take care of you. We're going to make sure that we replace these chickens, and we're going to discover whoever or whatever was involved with this.
It's down the well.
And you're going to have to do it next time on Are You Wearing a Helmet?
Oh, man.
It's fair.
It's the lamest of all cliffhangers.
That's right.
We will discover the killer of chickens.
The chicken hanger.
Can't we at least put him down a well?
Not yet. All right. Thank you for joining us, listeners. I've been your DM, Keith Allen, and I'm joined by players.
Ken.
Chris.
Rob.
Eric.
And as always, a huge shout out to our sound engineer, Bob Hernandez, for putting up with us, and Excelsior Games and Comics for hosting us here at Excelsior Games and Comics in sunny Greenville, Michigan.
Yeah. Excelsior GNC.
All right. We hope that you'll join us on our next adventure on Are You Wearing a Helmet? Until then, have a good day.